Greetings, Dragon Warriors. Dragon Tempest here. The fires are lit, the scales are shining, and I'm proud to announce that the Paragon of Dragons has officially landed on Amazon Kindle. If you crave epic dragons, rising legends, and fire-forged heroes, this is the tale for you. So keep your tankards high, eat hearty, spread your wings, and let's soar off into the sunset. As Captain Magnus and Lieutenant Marwyn approach the ruined outpost with their soldiers, they quietly discuss how to speak once inside, aware that enemies could still be lurking in the shadows. When they enter, many of the men fall silent in shock. The devastation left by the Death Knights is overwhelming. Nearly every building has been burned to the ground, leaving little more than charred remains behind. Only a handful of stone buildings still stood, most with their roofs caved in or torn apart. The two officers chose to make camp in what remained of the town hall. Captain Magnus quickly organized the guard rotations while the men built a campfire, preparing for the day's catch to supplement their rations. Nearby, Lieutenant Marwyn brewed coffee for those assigned to the second watch.
So, Captain, how long until we reach Gallia at this pace?
Marwyn asks, drawing his dagger and beginning to sharpen it. Magnus strokes his dark beard, considering the question.
A few days, if we're not delayed by enemy forces.
I see. At least it won't take us weeks.
Marwyn replies, a faint glint reflecting along the edge of his blade. After a moment, his voice drops, quiet, controlled. Without turning his head, he adds,
Captain, we are being watched. Upper window of the tavern, across from us.
At Marwyn's warning, Magnus picks up his shield, angling it as if inspecting the surface. Using the faint reflection, he subtly checks behind him. Slowly, he tilts it, just enough to catch the upper window. A pair of red, glowing eyes stares back from the darkness. Unfazed, Magnus lowers the shield and sets it aside. He stretches, letting out a tired yawn, covering his mouth with a gloved hand. Then he walks over to Marwyn and rests a hand on his shoulder, casual and unbothered.
Wait being 5 hours for my watch, Lieutenant,
he says, voice heavy with feigned exhaustion, before settling onto his bedroll and closing his eyes.
Aye, Captain.
Marwyn replies. A footman hands him a plate of food, and he pours himself a cup of coffee. His gaze drifting downward, fixed subtly on Magnus's shield. After several minutes, the demon, observing the soldiers, withdraws, retreats deeper into the shadows. It slips down from the upper floor of the tavern, moving quietly and quickly toward the back door. Pausing at the threshold, it peers into the darkness to ensure it hasn't been seen. Then disappears into the night, making its way out through the rear gate of the outpost. It travels swiftly to the river's edge, where a death captain waits with his forces. Dropping to one knee, the creature lowers its head.
My lord, I bring news of the human soldiers resting within the outpost.
What news do you bring, Scout? The Death Captain asks, his voice cold and measured.
The human soldiers. claim it will take them several days to reach the Gallia front. So long as they are not engaged by our forces, according to their leader.
The scout reports. Is that so? The Death Captain muses, letting a cruel smile spread across his face. Perhaps we should help them. Slow their march. Give them a final rest, one might say. An evil cackle escapes his lips. A deep, gruff voice emerges from the shadows.
Is that so, demon? Are you the one who delivered this rest to us, then?
As the demons and their undead soldiers look up, Captain Magnus and Lieutenant Marwyn step from the shadows, flanked by their men, with weapons drawn. The ambush is complete. Earlier, before entering the post,
1 minute equals 1 hour. 1 hour is 1 day. 1 day equals 1 week. 1 week equals 1 month. Understand the code to attack?
Magnus asks in a low voice.
Yes, Captain. The code is understood.
Marwyn replies, equally quiet. With a roar, both sides charge each other. Human soldiers of Solus clash with the demon forces of the Infernal Army. Battle cries echoing through the ruined outpost and into the night.